Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, man. Today is March the 25th. There are tons of NBA action on for today. I actually absolutely hate when there's this many games on the board because it's really hard to deep dive into all these games, man. It's really difficult. But regardless of that, we're here, we're showing up, bought our lunch pills. Let's get to work, man. Recap. Good times continue to roll, man. If you guys watched the show yesterday, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's too many games today. I'm not even going to touch on it, but hopefully you guys found some ways to make some money yesterday. If you watch this show, you better need the things that we talked about. You definitely made some money. All right, let's jump into it. So first off, we'll start with JaXon. JaXon had a split yesterday. The two looks were on Cleveland, which I told you guys I didn't like that, and Charlotte. So Charlotte was the winner, minus the 15.5, minus the 16.5, minus the 20.5, minus the 25.5, minus the 30.5. I think they won by 44 points last night against that sorry rotation that Sacramento rolled out. And then Cleveland, of course, another single-digit win. Cavs can't win by double digits right now for whatever reason. All right. So today, I wanted to stay with the same prompt. Ask JaXon, what were the two top NBA, actually based on the last 10-game advanced stats, per cleaning the glass, situational spots, injury reports, and trends. What are the two top spreads that are incorrectly priced in the NBA for today's market? And keep in mind, it's about 7:35 on the East Coast right now. So injury reports come out throughout the day. Take all that stuff into your consideration. Don't blindly tell JaXon. I always promote that, risk management, all that good stuff. Do your own due diligence, do your own research. But these are the looks for JaXon. Links in the description. So that's the prompt that we've been rolling with. The first look is on the Denver Nuggets, minus the 12.5. It says, while the 12.5 point spread is significant, the advanced metrics indicate that it isn't high enough to reflect the current clash between these two rosters. Denver features the league's number one rated offense, 120.3, and the number one effective field goal percentage, 55.7. Their lead at the rim, 68.3%, and from mid-range, 46.7%. Conversely, Dallas is struggling with the negative 5.0 net rating, 24th, and an offensive unit that ranks 26th in the league. The statistical mismatches in offensive execution alone suggest a blowout that exceeds the current market line. The situational context heavily favors Denver. The Mavericks have been decimated with injuries. It talks about all those guys. Additionally, Daniel Gafford is questionable. This leaves Dallas without their primary playmaker, and Brandon Williams and Kyrie Irving being out. An interior anchor against the Denver team that ranks fourth in defensive rebound percentage at 71.5. Denver will be without Peyton Watson, but he could potentially come back. I take that with a grain of salt because he missed yesterday. He might play today, but their core remains the most efficient in the league. If anything, I think that maybe we don't see Aaron Gordon. He missed the second leg of a back-to-back in their most recent game when they end up losing to the Memphis Grizzlies on the second leg of a back-to-back with travel. So take that into consideration. But yeah, that's the first look. Thinks that the spread's still not big enough. Denver minus the 12.5. The second one is on OKC minus the 3.5 here. So it says this is a rare instance where the number one team in net rating. I'm sorry, this isn't correct. See, this is how you guys know I don't I don't get on here and check before. It says take OKC, but it says plus 3.5. So it says it's almost acting like if OKC was a dog, but they're not. They are laying 3 right now. So we'll skip over this one. One look for you guys today, and that is on Denver minus the 12.5, even on the second leg of a back-to-back. Let's jump into the games because there's a ton of them. So didn't make graphics for all of them, but let's jump into them, man. Let's jump into them. So first off, we'll start with Chicago and Philly. And let me get to my notes. Let me get my numbers pulled up real quick, and then we'll jump into it. Kind of capping the game same way I did yesterday. I'm not going through every single one of them. I'll go through as many as I possibly can before I got to get ready to jump out of here. So Chicago, Philly, and Chicago, Philly. Okay. All right, so I'm on Moneyballer with it, as I always am. There's a link in the description, and that's been one of the biggest recipes for success I feel like recently, just being able to catch Moneyballer, just because it takes so much of my homework away from having to cap these games. So it looks like Chicago and Philly is 6.5. The injury report does show some interesting stuff on the injury report here. I saw last night that Anthony Simons was doubtful and B was questionable. Quentin Grimes was also listed as questionable. So Ivy, it looks like is out. Yeah, Anthony Simons and Yabusele are both listed as doubtful. Isaac Okoro also listed as doubtful. And then Philly, no Maxey, no Oubre, no I don't know when Paul George is going to come back. I feel like his suspension got to be up soon. Joel Embiid is also questionable, and Quentin Grimes is listed as questionable. So we got a Chicago team that has been covering the number. They're 7-3 ATS last 10 games. This is their first road game after 4 straight home games. And, of course, they're coming off their outright win as an 8-point dog against the who are they playing against? Against the Houston Rockets the other day. So a day off after this before they go to OKC. And on the Philly side of things, for whatever reason, they just haven't been covering the number at the crib. They're 15-21-1 ATS on the season in their home games. This is their second game back home. Of course, they lost that one by 20 to OKC, didn't cover that spread. They play in Charlotte on Saturday. So they got, 2 days of rest off after this game. So we go in, we look at some of the advanced metrics. You do got to kind of wait and see who's going to play in this one. I like to go last 10 games, just kind of look at some of the stuff. So this tells me that the Bulls are 24th in adjusted offensive rating against the 6th strongest strength of schedule. They are 15th in adjusted defensive rating, a minus 3.9. And then on the 76ers side of things, they played the 11th easiest strength of schedule, and their offensive adjusted rating is 102.7, and defense adjusted rating is 106.1. So we look at the Bulls. So they are minus 3.4 in adjusted net rating, which tells me that this spread is too big. If we're just looking at last 10 games numbers, the spread is too big. If we look at, I should probably pull this up, but I don't feel like doing all that. If we look at the, some of the trends, the Bulls have been an under team, 7-1-2 to the under in their last 10 games. And Philly's been 5-4 in their 10 games as well. Bulls been struggling to score the basketball, 7-3 to their own team total under. But if they're a road dog, 4-0 to their team total over. Let's see what else. Some of the efficiency differentials. Looks like the Bulls have been the better offensive rebounding team. Philly's been giving it up on the boards. Bulls don't force any turnovers. 76ers offense been kind of putrid. Their assist to turnover ratio is bottom 10. Bulls are giving it up, allowing 121 points per game. Yeah, this is one I don't have the strongest read on, as you guys probably can tell. But if I'm betting, I think I'm taking the points. I don't think I'm laying this big of a number with Philly at the crib. They just haven't been able to win games consistently with this rotation by margin. So if I'm getting 7, I'm probably looking towards the Bulls, and probably looking towards the over. Looks like the Bulls are first in pace in their last 5 games. Let's see. Yeah, first in pace and 6th in pace are the Sixers. So maybe I look towards the over. This total, let's see where it opened. Open 237. It's up to 239.5. That's a big number, but I'm only looking towards overs with the way these teams been playing right now. So I'll write Chicago plus 6.5, and I'll write Chicago and Philly over. It looks like 239.5 is the new total. So that's that one. All right, the next game up is Atlanta and Detroit, and let's get into that one. So Atlanta and Detroit. This is a really good game. We got a big slate today. It's actually a lot of good games today. A lot of really good games today. So Atlanta and Detroit. All right, let's go Atlanta and Detroit. All right, so Atlanta and Detroit. All right, Atlanta and Detroit. So we have injury report, significant. Jalen Johnson being listed as questionable is important. He missed the last game with that shoulder injury. And then Cade, of course, is out. No Isaiah Stewart. And Marcus Sasser is listed as doubtful. Hawks, they are Decent on the road. Actually, really good. 2015 ATS on the road, 9-1 straight up in their last 9. 8-2 against the spread in their last 10. They do play Boston on Friday. Their schedule is about to get a lot more easier, a lot more difficult than it has been recently. I know they got the game with Boston. They got an easy opponent, and then they play Boston again. They got Detroit in this game, so they will be tested. If you look at the Detroit side of things, they're also 7-3 straight up in their last 10. They've won 5 straight, 3 straight unders for them. First leg of a back-to-back. They got the Pelicans coming to town tomorrow, and this is their 3rd straight home game. So kind of comfortable. They beat my Lakers in that last game. Atlanta does have triple revenge. Detroit covered the first one and the last one. Atlanta covered the middle one. The first one and the last one also went over. So kind of like if you like Detroit, you like over. But of course, those games they have Cade as well. All right, so we come down here and let's just go to Atlanta, Detroit. I'll tell you guys what I was thinking already in this game. I was thinking that under. I think I had some systems that were on the under in this game as well. Let me just double check real quick. I thought I had some systems that was on the under. Maybe I did not. Okay. All right. Regardless of that, get back to my handy dandy. Okay. All right. So Atlanta, Detroit. So if we just go, I definitely want to look at the last 10 in these ones. I know that the numbers are going to tell me that Atlanta's been the better team, but they've also played the easiest strength of schedule. Yeah. Pistons also played the easy. Both of these teams have actually played the easy strength of schedule. So Atlanta is 28th in schedule difficulty, and the Pistons are actually 29th in schedule difficulty. Both teams have been absolutely killing it. Offensive rating for the Hawks, 6th. Offensive rating for 14. For the Pistons, this is adjusted, 9th. Defensive rating, 6 for the Hawks and 9th for the Pistons as well. Looks like adjusted net rating, 6th. Both of these teams are right at 6 and 7. So it's supposed to be a coin flip type of game. Now, you do need Jalen Johnson in if you think it's going to be a coin flip type game and you want to take the Detroit Pistons, the Atlanta Hawks in this one. It looks like Atlanta is 7-2 ATS. Detroit's 4-5 ATS in their last 10. One thing I looked at, and I shared this with you guys when I was at the soccer game, soccer practice on, what day was that? That was on Monday night. I think, let me just double check real quick. I think the Pistons are now 7-1 without Cade to the under. 8-2. I'm sorry, 8-2 to the under without Cade. In the last the last 7 have actually gone under the number. So it was an under versus the Lakers, the Warriors, the Wizards, the Nets, the Pelicans, the Clippers, the Bulls. What that tells me is, just kind of looking at those opponents that they don't score a lot of points, but they do play some really good defense. They play some solid defense. And when I kind of look back at the way that Atlanta has been playing recently, their offense has been really good. I just mentioned their 6th in adjusted offensive rating. The one time that Atlanta slipped up and couldn't score the basketball was the game that Jalen Johnson didn't do much, and that game happened to be against the Houston Rockets, another team that can play really good defense, right? They're primarily a pretty good defensive team. So I kind of think that the under is the best play in this game. I don't really want to fade either one of these teams. The Pistons, without Cade, they've still been able to make a lot of money. They're 8-2, both straight up and against the number. And they're at the crib, 3rd straight home game. I don't really want to fade them, even though Atlanta has been playing really, really good. I understand the triple revenge. It would be under. And this total is coming down. It was at 227.5. Atlanta, Detroit was the way I was looking, was under. And I think, let's just see real quick. The best number, if I go over to Eyes Jam and I click total points menu, I think the best number you can get is, actually going up. So if Jalen Johnson gets rolled in, it might continue to go up. I see a 228.5 right now on DraftKings and on BetMGM. So 228.5. I'll write that down. I kind of think that this one goes under, man. Especially if Detroit is able to dictate pace. Atlanta's not able to play fast. All right, next one up. Easy game, in my personal opinion. Easy game. So we got Lakers and Indy. I actually bet this one last night. Let's go to. I actually feel like I don't even need to bring up everything, but that's cool. I'll do it anyway. All right, so some of this is data. Some of this is my personal feeling and preference in this game. So total is at 239.5. Lakers are laying 10.5. Line hasn't really moved a lot at all. I do think the Pacers are going to play all their guys. They have Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Nembhard, Pascal Siakam, and Obi Toppin all listed as probable in this game. And they played in the last one, but no Avisa Zubac. And I think that's really it. Furphy and, of course, Halliburton not going to play. And Marcus Smart listed as doubtful. Rui Hachimura didn't play in the last game against Detroit. He's also listed as questionable. So Pacers do have double-digit in-season revenge. They are, of course, coming off that win as a double-digit dog against the Magic. They were getting 12.5 and won that game outright by 1 or 2 or something like that. And then the Lakers, not the greatest spot for them. This is the last game, but 6-game road trip and a game that I don't think they're going to play too much defense in. They have been, in some really high-scoring games recently, and I think that's what we continue to see. Now, the Pistons game was an under. The Magic game was an under. So maybe some fatigue on the second leg, as this road trip goes on. But I also look at the Pistons and the Magic, and those can be two really good defensive teams. The Heat game went over. The Rockets game went over. The Nuggets game went in overtime, ended up going over, and then they had the one other over against the Rockets that were the first game where nobody could score the basketball in the fourth quarter. But I just kind of think that the Lakers won't care as much about defense in this game. The Pacers, I don't got to look at their totals. Like, I know they're going over. 8-2 to the over in their last 10. 5 straight overs for them. They actually have 5 straight overs of 240. The earlier matchup when these two teams played was 240. It finished 245 on a 234.5 number. The last 3 head-to-head meetings have all cleared 239 as well. So 239.5, in my opinion, still not high enough. I got 237.5 last night. Caesars and I think DraftKings was slipping last night. I got 237.5. I still think that it goes over to 239 as well. So that's my thought process. I'm not laying 10 points with the Lakers on the second leg of a back-to-back. I actually think the Pacers could potentially, cover this spread. I think the Lakers will be looking ahead. They get back home to the West Coast after this game, and I think that is significant. They got the Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards waiting for them on Saturday when they get back. Saturday and then like Tuesday. So I think the Lakers will squeak out a win. I think the Pacers will take this game pretty serious after, they've lost so many games now that they can actually start to win. They're the worst team in the Eastern Conference. They got a worse record than the Wizards. So I do think that they can get the job done, but not cover the number. And the Pacers having all their guys in, I think that they're live to cover this spread. So, but over is the way that I played. Next one up is OKC in Boston. I'm just checking time. I gotta get ready to get out of here. OKC in Boston is up next. So let's go. Actually, you know what? Let's just break it up real quick. Let's just go over there. Let's go over real quick. Let's just go over the money baller so you guys can see what I see. All right. So let me adjust my stuff for my actual numbers. Oklahoma City Thunder and the Boston Celtics. OKC, Boston. Oh, man. Let's see. All right. So let's jump into it. So this was at 3 yesterday. It looks like it's come down a little bit. Let me pull the game up so you guys can see what I see. Boston. All right, here we go. So it was at 3 yesterday. It looks like 3.5. It looks like it's come down to 2.5. Total 218. Hasn't really moved a lot. Thunder looks like they were rested. 2 days off. Celtics coming off the loss as a favorite to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have in-season revenge because they lost by 2 the last time these two teams played. I think it was 15 days ago and 13 days ago. And they are also been at the crib. So is it an elite defensive team defensive battle? That last 5 seasons, cashing about 54%. Last actual 365 calendar days, 56%, and then this season, 61%. I like to see that. that seems like a good way to potentially get paid. All right, so let's come down here, and let me tell you what I had in my notes. So OKC has not been covering the number, just 3-7 against the number in their last 10. They have 10 straight wins though, and this is the last game before game road trip for them. Last 3 have been all against tanking teams in the 76ers. So they haven't really been tested in quite a while. Boston, again, not the greatest home team. Typically when they're laying points, right? I talked about this when they were playing the Timberwolves on Sunday. I think they were like 14 and 15 against the number, but they're 17 and 18 overall at home. They do have 2 days off. Like I said, just 1 and 4 against the spread in their last 5, and they're actually 0 and 3 in their last 3 games with Tatum. So I love Tatum. I don't know if he's, acclimated to this type of, high level basketball right now. When these 2 teams played, of course, last game that they played, Tatum, of course, wasn't a part of that game. I think they were also missing Peyton Pritchard, but they did a really good job in that game. Ended up losing by 2. They were getting 9 in that game. OKC's actually beaten Boston 3 straight times. And the last game, of course, was 104 to 102, I think. Let's see real quick. Yeah, 104 to 102. So, of course, they went under the 216. These are, probably arguably the 2 best defensive teams in the NBA. You could, of course, throw the Suns in there, but maybe towards the under, even better. So when I look at this, I immediately like the under. It immediately sticks out to me, and kind of this game screams under. We look at the Boston Celtics at the crib. I'm never really looking towards them over. Looks like 63% of the games are under games at home this season, 22 and 13 to the under. They are under team, whether they're at home or on the road, 46 and 25 to the under. So that's 65%. So the 2 strongest trends are under trends. And if we look at them last 10, 73% to the under. You can see that right here. That's 70%. Thunder, 7 and 2 to the under in their last 10. So a lot of these things are pointing towards the under. We see the defense adjusted rating. Thunder are the 3rd best defensive rated team. Granted, they played against the 19th strongest strength of schedule. Boston's played against the 7th strongest strength of schedule. Number 1 in offensive adjusted rating, and 27th in defensive adjusted rating in that same time frame. So they're just still playing so slow though. Look at just the pace. 3rd slowest pace team in the NBA, and the Thunder, not playing too much faster either. Both of these teams kind of playing pretty slow. So I kind of think OKC can go in here and win the game. Like I know that Boston, will want their lick back. But I do think OKC, just because if we look at the injury report, like they are starting to get healthy now. Like got Jalen Williams back in that last game as like a little tune up against the who they playing against, Philly. And now they have both of their bigs. Like Vucevic might be missing in this game. I could see them, needing him to be able to step out and knock down some shots. If Boston's making threes and OKC's not defending the 3-point line, Boston definitely got a chance to win. But if Boston's shots aren't falling, OKC are closing out to those guys, then I do think that OKC can get the job done in this game. So I lean OKC minus the 2.5 on the road. It doesn't seem like the market agrees with it, and it definitely would be a look towards the under 218, I think, in that Boston and OKC game as well. All right, let me see if I can get 1 or 2 more games in real quick. All right, so let's go here, and go back here. All right. One thing I thought about right when I hit the button to start the show was I didn't bring any water down here. Like I'm kind of tripping. All these games I'm gonna be talking about, and I didn't bring no water. So, man, just do me a favor, hit the like button for me if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not, and let's keep going. All right, so continuing. Miami and Cleveland up next. So we look at the injury report. Of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers can submit their injury report late. They are on the second leg of a back-to-back. Really needed to do a lot to win that game last night against the shorthanded Orlando Magic. So for the Miami Heat, this is also 3rd game in 4 nights. They do have double-digit in-season revenge. And the Cavs did have a couple of days off before playing last night. So not sure how fatigued they'll actually be. Wiggins is in. Jovic is in. Miami will be pretty healthy. They should have all the guys in this one. And if Cleveland was without Jared Allen and Jalen Tyson yesterday, I think they'll probably both be missing in this one as well. So Miami, absolutely, if you like them, you're probably catching the falling knife. They are profitable on the road, 21-13-1 against the spread on the road. 5 straight losses for them. Only 1 cover in those 5 games. Defensively, they've just kind of absolutely fallen off a cliff. I'm not sure what's going on Spoelstra got to be pulling his hair out at night trying to figure out why they can't get stops. But yeah, just one cover in their last 5, 8-2 to the over. That kind of talks about, them not being able to play defense. 5 straight overs for them as well. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers, still not the greatest ATS team at home. They're 13-22-1 against the spread at home. Just 3-7. What is it? 3? Yeah, I think 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. I'm sorry, 4-6-1 against the spread when they're playing second leg of back-to-back games. 0-1-1 against the spread in the 2 games since James Harden played when they were unrested. I looked into this yesterday. So, yeah, that's what it is. 4-6-1 ATS when they're playing second leg of back-to-back games. But since Harden has been there and they're playing back-to-back, 0-1-1 against the number. Miami did win the first 2 meetings by 2. They won the first meeting by 2 in overtime back in November. And they were getting 7.5 points. And then the second game was 2 days later. Cleveland absolutely cleaned them up, won by 14, laying 5.5 in that game. And both games are actually going over the total 247.5 and 239.5. So if you like the over, I can't talk you off at all. Cleveland, showed that they could score the basketball last night. Miami has shown that they can't get stops at all. So we just look at the last 10. I told you guys Miami kind of giving it up right now. They're 19th in adjusted defensive rating, and that's against the 18th strongest strength of schedule. This is what Miami does, though. They win a few games, they lose a few games. They look really great at times and beat any team. Then they absolutely, can't win a game at all, even over a 5-game stretch. So I'm kind of thinking that this game will be played fast. Cleveland, with Harden in, has slowed down the pace a lot in their last 10 games. They are 26th in pace. Adjusted, they are 24th in pace, but the pace drops even more. And the Miami Heat have been playing a lot faster. 4th in pace, of course, adjusted, and 2nd in pace overall. And this is the last 10 games, of course. I kind of think Miami could potentially, this could be the spot where they get right. Like, I don't really have a lot to kind of back it. I just think that they're going to be the more hungrier team. They'll be the more desperate team. They're on the road where they do perform well. So Miami would be my preferred side in this game. Just needing to win in the worst possible way. I kind of feel like people will blindly bet Cleveland in this spot just because Cleveland is the better team. But I think Miami, and this, I forgot to mention this. There is a rematch on Friday. I think that game will be in Cleveland as well. Let me just double check. I want to say yes. Let's see. Yeah, that game will be in Cleveland too. So back-to-back games in Cleveland. I kind of think Miami gets this one. I don't know if they'll win the game outright. I know that they are capable of winning the game outright, but I kind of want Miami plus the 3.5. All right. One more real quick. Let's go through. What do I have next? San Antonio, Memphis. This one should be pretty quick. San Antonio, Memphis. So let's see. San Antonio. So line is at 16.5. Let me see where it opened. San Antonio, Memphis. Open 15. Looks like he's up to 16.5 total. Open 233.5. It's up to 234.5. So money coming in on San Antonio, money coming in on the over, and that's the way I would play it as well. Memphis has the laundry list of players ruled out, and the biggest ones, of course, are Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome's out. Jalen Wells is out. Cedric Howard is off the injury report, but there's no Scottie Pippen Jr., Santi Aldama, KCP, John Morant shut down for the whole season. Zach Edey is out. Like Javon Smalls is listed as questionable. I'm just not sure how Memphis is going to keep up. Now, Memphis has been good. If we look at their last, if I just look at them post All-Star break as a home dog, I kind of feel like Ty Jerome's been in for a lot of these. But as a home dog, they've been good. As a road dog, they've been absolutely getting smoked. Just don't bring it. For whatever reason, they've been bringing it at the crib. They are 10-6-2 against the spread in the first half at home. 4-2 as a home dog, both first half and ATS. But the Spurs have been playing well. They had the little hiccup against who was it? The Clippers, where they barely won. And they've been balling ever since, man. I don't really want to bet against them right now. I know that De'Aaron Fox is listed as out. I think he's the only person on the injury report for San Antonio, but they got plenty of guys. A guy like Dylan Harper should probably get extra run in this game. I'm going to write his name down and be looking into some Dylan Harper props if they're available. Maybe his points, maybe his PRA. There's not a lot of rim protection on the Memphis side of things, so he should be able to get downhill, score. If it is a blowout, he'll get the extra run as well. So maybe some Dylan Harper props in that game. It looks like, let's see, San Antonio is second in adjusted offense rating, fifth in adjusted defensive rating. They're plus 11.6 in adjusted net rating. And the Grizzlies are 26th in defensive rating, minus 7.4, which is 23rd in adjusted rating. And both of these teams are top 10 in pace. So understand why the spread's going up and why the total is also going up. But I mean, I don't know, man. Without Ty Jerome, it's a little scary in my opinion. It is a little scary. Just not sure how Memphis is going to score the basketball, if I'm being completely honest. Maybe San Antonio. Let's see, who does San Antonio have up next? I feel like if they had somebody up next that was good, then I would have wrote it down. They had, so I wrote down winners of 6 in a row, nine of their last 10. They've been an over team, hitting in 7 of their last 10 games, 2 days of rest after this game. So they don't play anybody coming up. And then Memphis, first game back home after a 2-game road trip, 3 straight losses, back-to-back non-covers against Atlanta and Charlotte. Memphis did upset San Antonio 106-105 back on January the 6th in Memphis as a 6-point home dog. San Antonio won and covered the first 2 matchups of this back and forth between the teams. So yeah, San Antonio has the Bucks up next. No real look ahead at all, and that'll be their last home game before getting the Bulls. So San Antonio actually got an easy schedule. I think they go out here, score the basketball, probably dispose of this Memphis team. Real quick, let me just look at Memphis team total. I feel like Memphis team total has been, I don't know, this one might be a tad bit priced, a tad bit too high. 108.5. It looks like you can get a Memphis team total under. I know that they're playing. I don't know if San Antonio is going to be locked in defensively. So maybe it just goes over by pure possessions. But 108.5 without Ty Jerome, that feels a little high for me. What else? Houston, Memphis. I don't really got time to go over that one right now, but I do want to look into it. I just don't got time right now to do it. Actually, I do. Okay, let's go through it, man. Houston and Memphis. Toronto and LAC. I'll be in the Clippers. I'll be quick on that one. All right, so let's get into this one. Houston and Minnesota. Oh man. Anybody struggling with allergies? They've been kicking my butt, man. Always congested. Third check my best friend. All right, let's jump into it. So Houston and Minnesota. Houston injury report looks the same. Minnesota still without Anthony Edwards, of course. I did see Ayo DeSumo listed as questionable as well with an illness. He looked pretty good to me in that Boston game on Sunday. So not sure what he came down with. He looked really, really good in that game. For the Rockets, they are I don't know if they're a real basketball team anymore. They're 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games. Only one cover in their last 6. Second straight road game for them. Embarrassing loss to the Bulls where they gave up 132 points in that last game. Got called out by their head coach, Ime Udoka, which Ime Udoka called him out, every game. He said they got to stop BSing pretty much. And then the Timberwolves coming off that big win against the Celtics on Sunday. So they do have, a lot of rest in this spot. They have in-season revenge. They did lose the first meeting when these two teams played 110-105 in Houston. Houston actually covered that 3.5-point spread. The game did stay under the 220, 2.5 total. So this total is actually going up. Looks like 221 was the opener, up to 223.5. Minnesota. So well rested. First off, beating Boston. They're 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games, 4-1 to the under in their last 5 games. And the way I kind of think about the Houston Rockets, man, is, and I'm not sure how reflective it's going to be in the numbers. Let's just go back over to Moneyball real quick. Let's go back over so you guys can see what I see. But I don't know how reflective it's going to be in the numbers. I just kind of feel like ever since Reed Shepherd got put in the starting lineup, we've seen overs for Houston. If we just look, let's go here. Let's look at Houston. Let's just go like last 5 games. I know it hasn't been the full 5 games since Reed Shepherd got put in the rotation. And they also were missing Sengun in one of those games as well. But I can guarantee you these offensive numbers are up. So look at the Rockets, right? Team that's been struggling to score the basketball, actually 10th in adjusted offensive rating in their last 5 games. The Timberwolves, 3rd in adjusted offensive rating. Defensive rating is a 105.9, which is actually 27th. And the Rockets defense, I don't know about that, but it looks like it has been a little bit better in their last 5 games. The pace, it says that the Rockets are playing like are 27th in pace adjusted, but over here it says that they're 19th in pace. And if you know anything about the Rockets, if we look at their full season numbers, right? If we just go full season, we know that they're one of the slowest pace teams in the NBA, right? They are 29th in pace. So the pace is picked up, right? It's picked up a lot, from 93.7, which is 30th, to last 5 games, 27. The problem is Timberwolves don't play super fast either. They have been playing a lot faster post All-Star break. If we let's just go all games and we look at post All-Star break, the Timberwolves have adjusted their pace. They have been playing a lot faster. Just a 3-point shooting team that wants to shoot a bunch of threes, though. They just play defense with it. So they are second in adjusted pace, 15th over here, and just pace overall. And then let's just look at the last 10 games for both teams. I like to use that last 10 games data. So schedule difficulty, Rockets 10th, Timberwolves 5th. Timberwolves have been a better offensive team. They haven't been a better defensive team. And they're giving up some points. 116 adjusted offensive and defensive rating, 105, 104. So that makes this difficult, right? You got a team that's not playing great offense and not playing the best defense versus playing better defense versus a team that's been giving it up and scoring as well. Adjusted net rating right at minus 1.1, and Timberwolves right at 0.5. Pace, Rockets still playing slow over the last 10 games, and then the Timberwolves playing a lot faster. I kind of think over, man. I really think over is the way to play this one, man. I just think Sengun is a cone on defense. I think the Rockets have been shooting the 3-point shot a lot better recently. It looks like, if I'm looking at my numbers, Timberwolves, let's see. Timberwolves third in defensive efficiency in the last 5 games. Don't trust the Rockets on the road. I kind of think Minnesota can get their leg back. I kind of think that Minnesota could win this game. Do I want to fade the Rockets off the loss as a favorite? Not necessarily. Let's look at that real quick. Rockets are 16-15 straight up after a loss as a favorite. 11-10 against the number. They win by about 7 points per game, and they won 5 in a row. 3-2 ATS in those games as well. If they're rested and on the road in that next game, they are 7-4 straight up, 5-6 against the number. They win by about 3 points per game. Only 1-4 ATS in their last 5, though. Let's just look at the Rockets as short road favorites. Four and 3 straight up, 4-3 against the number. Win by about 5 points per game. Lost to the Heat, beat the Magic, lost to the Sixers, beat the Lakers, beat the Nuggets, lost to the Nuggets, beat the Cavs. Going backwards, of course. These games average about 217. Don't know, man. I really don't know. Don't feel like I want to force anything either. Timberwolves is home dogs, 2-2 straight up, 2-2 against the number. Back-to-back wins against the Thunder, and lost both games against the Nuggets. 2-2 to the over/under. I really have nothing. I kind of want to bet over, though. I kind of do want to bet over. Probably won't get there, though. I think this is one I'll sit on the sideline for. Hopefully that was helpful and I didn't just waste your time. But that's the way I think about this one. I'm not going to force it. I'm definitely not going to force it. All right. That's it. I'm not. So real quick on Toronto and in the Clipper game, you can't really cap it quite yet, in my opinion, just because Toronto has Ingram and Quickly and Jakob Poeltl all listed as questionable, and the Clippers should be fully healthy, which is why this moved from 3.5 to 4. Kawhi is listed as questionable, but they should get Benedict Mathurin back, and John Collins is off the injury report as well. Toronto's been decent on the road, but not against good teams. 8-10 straight up. They are 10-8 to the ATS, 12-6 to the under. Looks like 4 straight unders. Their offense just can't score the basketball. They got to 98 against the Suns, 115 against the Nuggets, 99 against the Rockets, 107 to the Timberwolves, 103 to the Thunder. Their offense just really can't score the basketball. And the Clippers been at the crib, man. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Mavs and back-to-back after losing to the Pelicans twice. They beat the Raptors in Toronto earlier this season as 2.5-point road dogs back on January the 16th. That game did go over to 213.5, but this total is a lot higher, of course. You just kind of got to wait on the injury report. This is the last game of a 5-game road trip for Toronto, though. Third game in 4 nights for them as well. But Ingram and Quickly didn't play in that last game when they absolutely smoked the Jazz. So I don't know. The Clippers, I just don't want to fade the Clippers right now. It looks like they are playing some pretty good basketball, which is why this is, up to 4. There's still some 3.5s out there as well, though. But you got to wait on the injury report. And that's it, man. I didn't go through the tanking games, right, which were like you couldn't pay me. You have to pay me like probably 6 figures to go watch the Wizards play the Jazz. So I skipped that one. And Dallas and Denver, I didn't really have a lot in that. Brooklyn and Golden State, another game I don't really care about at all. But Brooklyn only got to, I think, 100 points. I wrote it in my notes. Brooklyn only got to over 100 points, I think, in 2 of their last 10 games. Golden State defense is trash, and it's their first game back home off the 6-game road trip. They beat the Mavs, but that game did go to overtime as well. So totals coming crashing down from 220 down to 215.5. That's probably the right side, the under, but didn't bet it. And that's it, man. Let's go through real quick, and I'm going to write out what I was just talking about. Then I'm going to get out of here, and I'll get this uploaded. All right. So we start at the top. If I'm betting the Chicago game, I am taking the points for Chicago. I am playing the over. Over looks like 239.5. And Atlanta, Detroit, I'm going under 228.5. But wait for Jalen Johnson. OKC, I think they can get the job done against Boston. I also think OKC, Boston, under 218. Miami plus the 3.5, just because I think there might be the lesser of the two evils in that game. Also, some Dylan Harper. Maybe points, rebounds, and assists. I got to check to see what the number at. And maybe Memphis team total under 108.5 as well against the San Antonio team. A Memphis team that's going to be struggling. You know, San Antonio can come in here and play some defense if they really wanted to. We'll see how that goes, though. So that's the short list I got for you guys today. As hot as we've been, I know we can't stay that hot. Like, the show's been absolutely killing the last 2 days. We won't stay that hot. But whatever it is that you guys end up betting, I wish you the best, man. Resources are linked in the description of the video. Check them out. If you guys are interested, JaXon Outlive Moneyballer Odds Jam. And that is going to be it for today, man. Best of luck on your action. I'll catch you guys in the next one.